has it crossed the line when people are sort of rooting for the failure of a company?
Well, first, let me say, until yesterday, I think I was one of the only Democratic elected officials to unambiguously condemn the violence and destruction against Tesla. I don't think you have to be tough on crime to do that. As you know, my grandfather is part of Gandhi's Satyagraha movement, independence movement. He said sabotage is a form of violence. I mean, this is not the best form of protest, and it's not the tradition. The second point is, I'm not going to root against Tesla. There are 20,000 people who work in my district who make a living off this. They're building electric vehicles that ultimately are good for the climate. I have huge, huge problems with what Elon Musk is doing. Have the protest and the conversation and criticism of Musk. Don't take it out on a company where you have workers, where you have engineers, where you have scientists, which are creating wealth for the country, which is helping the climate. And I think Democrats have to be able to offer common sense perspectives, focus on what the problem is with Musk. Don't focus on the wealth of a company.
When conservatives didn't agree with Bud Light, we just stopped buying their beer. But when Democrats disagree with a company like Tesla, they turn into ISIS.
We are not the same. When conservatives protest a company like Bud Light, Walmart, Target, we do, hey, we shouldn't shop there anymore. We shouldn't give our money to these companies that hate us. When left don't like something, they try to demand or force you not to like it, harass you, destroy your property, like, end of the day, when people buy Teslas, like, I know a lot of people that drive Teslas in my community, they're not into politics like that. They just like Tesla. They just like the car. They like how it looks. They like the features. They like the electric car, right? They like the features, bells and whistles of the Tesla. And you go and vandalizing their stuff. You out like it's so counterproductive, this vandalism stuff. And it's baffling to me that Ro Khanna, I think that's how you say Ro Khanna, sorry, is the only Democratic, until recently, maybe more Democrats came out because they started to realize that this is not popular to go around vandalizing people's stuff because you didn't like the fact that Elon Musk is siding with Trump. These people probably been bought Tesla before Elon went to support Trump. But you making life hard for them? And this is the funny part. This is the funny part about Democrats, that they always expose themselves. Leftists, socialists, progressives, they always expose themselves. They're authoritarians. They believe it's either their way or the highway. These people are control freaks. They want to control every aspect. Oh, you're a black man. You shouldn't be voting for Republicans. You're voting against your best interest. Who are you to decide that? Control freaks. Oh, we want to call Latino people Latinx. What is that? Latino people, Hispanic people don't like that word. Stop using it. No. We're going to tell them what they are. You're a Latinx. Progressives, typical progressives, pushing their views on other people. And then when they get that same energy, when people start pushing back, they want to cry foul. They want to cry bullying. Oh, you shouldn't judge me. No, we're going to judge you now. Because this is ridiculous. This is getting ridiculous. You want people to live up to your values, but you believe that you shouldn't live up to your values. Make it make sense. This is the Democratic Party for you. Democrat Dean Phillips slams his party. My party has lost its principles. What Tim Walz said was appalling. I really don't recognize my party. I don't recognize its principles. What I saw my governor and friend Tim Walz say today was appalling. I'm shocked that someone should know. I'm just shocked that I'm just shocked that someone who should know better reads the room so poorly. I liked him for a long time, but this is not serious. The tanking of Tesla stock not only hurts a lot of Minnesotans who have their money in pension funds, it hurts Tesla employees. This is one of the world's foremost innovative companies based in the United States of America. No elected official should even demean an American company like that. It's nonsensical. March 19th, 2025. But here's Abby Phillips. Here's Democrats trying to defend this stuff. Oh, it's just a protest. This is not vandalizing someone's property isn't a protest. That's the problem that got climate changers in trouble. Even in the UK, even in Europe, you obstructing traffic, you causing traffic jams, you making people's lives harder. It's not going to bring support for your cause. It's going to bring resentment for your cause. And that's exactly what happened. But, I digress. Let's look at the panel. Kevin O'Leary, Michael going in on the dumb statements made by Tim Walz and the dumb actions made by a lot of these people we know are leftists. Let's take a look.
Is it okay for an American company to just be hated, for people to want it to not do well?
I think go back to point one. When you set a car on fire, you should go to jail. You're a criminal.
Any car,
I don't think we have to
actually.
talk about it
not
in
just
any other
Tesla.
context. And all those cars have cameras in them, and those dealerships have cameras. You're beyond being stupid when you do that. You're going to go to jail, and you now have a government that just got their mandate. They can't wait to find idiots that do this. You're going to spend 5 to 20 years in prison. If they get them on terrorism, which I think is a stretch, they will have no parole, no shortened sentence. They'll rot in hell in prison for 20 years. And frankly, as far as I'm concerned, that's okay. Breaking in, shooting a car, setting on fire, nothing to do with the politics, nothing to do with Tesla. You are a criminal, and you should go
What about the broader
to
question
jail.
about the protest factor? I mean, you heard
What
Tim Walz.
protest?
You- I
You're a
mean,
Look, Tim Walz is a complete moron to me. I have to be very honest, and I'm not surprised why the American people did not choose him. Nothing against the vice president. With that said, Elon Musk employs 80+ thousand Americans. Most of them are working class people. The implications of the stock, let's say this were to continue on for another year, so I'm just throwing out a hypothetical. Will the company at some point have to decrease its workplace? Most of those people, I would imagine, probably vote for Democrats, at least some of them. So now you're impacting people who likely share your worldview because you disagree with Elon Musk. Don't buy the car. Just like those guys are saying, let's protest Anheuser-Busch, et cetera. We're just not going to buy their beer. I'm okay with that. But destroying public property, there is no place for that. I agree with Kevin. Lock them up and set an example that this is not what we're going to tolerate in this country.
I mean,
And I don't understand why, like, leftists or liberals always give these people benefit of the doubt, right? They always give some context. Oh, shouldn't people be allowed to protest? And you saw Kevin O'Leary look at her like she was crazy. What protest? This is not protesting. Protesting is standing on something, professing something, advocating for something, advocating against something. That's protesting. Not getting in people's way, not making life harder. You're trying to bring people to, because that used to serve a purpose. And I'm starting, like, the wisdom of Thomas Sowell. Activism is the profession of the useless. I agree. Look at this. If the left called this vandalism, activism, no wonder y'all lost. No wonder y'all don't have the public opinion. And these are the people the Democrats listen to. I just finished doing a video about how emotional the Democratic Party is. They're infighting right now because they don't know what they're fighting for, what they're fighting against. It's craziness. It's like everybody screaming at the Democrats, yo, you can't keep doing this. You can't keep doing this. Stop. Get some help. They're not listening. I mean, how many videos does Stephen A. Smith need to talk about the Democratic Party infighting?
I got a story to tell the Democratic Party. Are you ready for this? Rather than telling us what we should vote against, maybe you should present us with options of what to vote for. Just a thought. I mean, my God, are you okay, Michael, with me suggesting that? Are you okay with me, Sherry, suggesting that? Rashawn, Galen, and all of the bunch of leftists that's under my umbrella trying to act like they're independents when they're full of it? I'm talking about my old damn staff. I can say it with love and affection because I don't mind. I'm a centrist. I think my man Rashawn is a centrist. The rest of these damn people working for me, I mean, what left-wing party are you associated with? I mean, you got to believe this stuff. You got to listen to it to hear it. I'm going to say it again. Rather than come to folks with what to vote against, how about telling us what we should vote for?
It's like I never seen a party just blatantly ignore so many warning signs. Like, you lost. Like, you got the outcome. You got the results of being woke, pushing all this ideology, being violent with no accountability or very little accountability. And you just repeating the same pattern like you were doing in 2020. It ain't working. You ain't got the answers, Democrats. So instead of taking the gift of criticism and using it to make your party better, to make your party not worse. You're actively doing things that make your party worse. This is why I don't understand this act of vandalism from these people. You're making people want to support Tesla even more. Conservatives don't like electric cars. That's the stereotypes of conservatives. A lot of conservatives don't like electric cars. You're making them want to buy electric cars because of you. Instead of orchestrating. I remember, sorry guys, I'm going along with kind of rant here. But I actively remember when conservatives were actively boycotting Bud Light. A lot of the liberals were crying about how this is economic terrorism. What? So the fact that I don't want to pull out my wallet and give money to a company that hates me, that actively push values that goes against my beliefs, that mock Christians, that mocks children, that mocks biological reality, is economic terrorism because I didn't want to spend money there. But liberals vandalizing Tesla, other people's property, people who bought the stuff already, not even the dealerships, the company, you trying to impact the workers, you're happy when the stock goes down. This is the reality of the progressive left. They're a party based on jealousy and envy. If you're a progressive, I automatically assume you're somewhat of an envious, jealous person. You hate the fact that people can be happy in this society because you don't like the society because somehow you feel like you can't win here, or you're not willing to do the work to win in the society. You pretend that you're a victim of all this oppression. Oh my God, I'm oppressed by these big corporations. I'm oppressed that I can't live the way I want. You're mad that you're entitled. You feel entitled to a lifestyle that your abilities cannot provide you. Therefore, you want the government to provide it for you. Make it make sense at someone else's expense. I digress. Let's take a look at this panel here.
I just want to be clear. No one at this table condones violence, right? Setting cars on fire, breaking windows, whatever, all of that is bad. But the question is, is it okay for an American company to just be hated, for people to want it to not do well?
I think go back to point one. When you set a car on fire,
you hear that? Like, can someone just not root for a company that to not do well? Who does it benefit? Does it benefit you? I don't think so. I don't think it benefits you. And this is what I'm talking about. Jealousy and envy. That's the MO of Democrats, their supporters. This is why they always have to put up the oppress and oppressor paradigm. They love this Marxist paradigm of the oppressor or oppressor. The rich versus the poor. Working class versus the wealthy. They love playing because they always have to say, hey, look, this is who you should be envious of. This is who you should hate. This is who you should attack. And this is how the left play it. This is why I said, like, in my honest opinion, Democrats need division in this country. Democrats live by division. Democrats need identity politics, which is the biggest divider in our country right now, in our culture right now. They need to separate black versus white. Because if it ever comes to a point where black people and white people only saw each other as Americans and what's good for America, Democrats have nothing to offer. I always said this in my videos. Democrats have nothing to offer if they couldn't play divisive games based on race, gender, or social economic class. If everyone saw each other as Americans, hey, we want an America that benefits all these different sections of the group in this country. Democrats got no message for you. How does it benefit the working class to have a bunch of illegals crossing the border? How does it help the working class that illegals are more likely to live in their neighborhood than live in Martha's Vineyard? So these rich liberals, which is 77% of the party, by the way, 77% of the rich are Democratic voters. I'm just going to throw that out there. But Democrats pretend that they're the party of the working class. Democrats get majority of the college-educated vote. Democrats get got the majority when it comes to people who make six figures and up, but they're the party for the working class. Make that make sense. You can't be both. Democrats sitting here pretending that they can be both. I'm going to let the clip play out.
About the the protest factor. I mean, you heard
What
Tim Walz.
protest? You're a criminal.
I'm talking about Tim Walz and his comments about the Tesla stock. He says it gives him a boost to see that stock going down.
That poor guy didn't check his portfolio and his own pension plan for state. It's beyond stupid what he did. He's talking down a 3.5% weighting in his own pension plan. I mean, what's the matter with that guy? He doesn't check the well-being of his own constituents in his state. That's their investment fund.
Point,
Nope. And this is the part, and this is another thing I angle at the Democrats is that they're a party that act like they're nobles. You know, in the past in history, how nobles will use and abuse their citizens, the people they're governing. That's the Democratic Party. They don't care if it hurts the people below them. They only care about is their interest, their purview, what they want. And that's how the Democratic Party come across.
What a bozo.
the Minnesota Tesla State Board of Investment, they have 1.6 million shares in Tesla in their retirement fund, 211,000 shares in a non-retirement fund. It's a relatively small amount, but that's one company, one single stock.
Always finding excuses, dog. That's the funny part. Always finding excuses for the violent tendencies of the left. And then these are going to be the same people who want to preach to you about political violence. These are the same people who want to keep bringing up January 6th over and over again, but they never want to bring up Summer of Love, fiery but mostly peaceful, Chaz. They don't want to bring any of that up. Antifa, in a more smaller case, where, you know, conservatives were getting attacked left and right in the 2016 to 2020 at college campuses. They don't want to talk about their violence. They only want all the attention, all the criticism on the Republicans, on conservatives. That's it. I always joke around. Conservatives are like that kid that the parents won't let him do squat. He take a toe out of line. He getting corrected. And then the left is like the child that parent let the kid get away with everything. And he feels incentivized or emboldened to do whatever he wants, to disrespect the parents, to eat off people's plates. He feel like, yo, I could do whatever I want because my parents always got my back. And it creates the dichotomy where the left don't know how to control themselves. And you see it firsthand. This is what happens when you appeal to emotionally unstable people. Which, if you look at the stats, it's liberal women. Sorry, liberal women, I'm picking on you guys today. Liberal women under 30, half of them are diagnosed with mental health issues. And you're a party, Democrats are a party that appeals exclusively to these kind of people. And then when you're saying, yo, why the Democrats can't just stick to common sense issues? Why does Democrats believe that men can play in women's sports while men can be women? Why the world seems subjective? Why do they believe this crap? Because they're appealing to people with mental health issues. I'm sorry. I'm starting to think that. The party of insanity is the Democrats. They give you all this emotional lip service. Oh, look at the intentions we're doing. We're giving $20 billion to the homelessness. Intentions. That's your intentions. And based on intentions, oh, look, oh my God, I feel so good voting for Gavin Newsom. He's going to give $24 billion to end homelessness in California. I'm going to vote for that guy. 5 years later, you come back and say, look, it sounded good to invest $24 billion into ending homelessness, but look at the results. Homelessness increased in California. But it felt good voting for it, though, huh? What's better? Actually having good results or having good intentions? Good intentions is superficial. Good results is the substance. That's the policy. But Democrat voters, it seems, they don't judge policies based on the results. They judge policies based on how it looks. They just want to look good. Oh, I'm voting for a candidate that's going to put this amount of money to all these causes. But the results are a whole lot of nothing. The results are it makes problems worse. Like the Department of Education. Oh, you know what? Kids to read. Kids don't know how to read right now. What you talking about? We have the Department of Education right now and kids don't know how to read. You got kids graduating with honors, going to college, don't know how to read or write. But you want to protect the Department of Education. You just want to look good, not actually be good. And that is the MO of the Democratic Party. But, you know, I digress. Enough ranting about these people. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on the fact that the left is rooting against, it seems like the left is rooting against America. How do you feel about that? I want to hear your thoughts and perspective in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Please share this video if you feel so inclined, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.